Steve Evans, you must be proud of your side today.
Yeah, very proud. I think we're probably scratching our head earlier in the week. I think we spoke about it, but we've had the goalkeeper situation, which we kept under wraps, obviously, Accrington were recalling Toby, so we had to do something with that. But we had cleared it with the Director of Football and David Wagner weeks ago that if anything happened, we could go and take the young man who's come in today, young John. But we're without Terence, we're without Luther, we're without Dean Campbell. They're all big players for us. So everyone that's stripped today was who was available for us. So, but they've worked incredibly hard Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and all the way up to today. So they got rewards because I think we were in spells back to how we were early season.
You said about them from the very first minute as well.
Yeah, they don't concede Walsall. I watched them in midweek, and you can understand when they played Bradford why they don't concede. And they've got the leading goal scorer in the league, who's Andy Cook, who's different class for them. But what we did is we went about our business today in a shapely fashion. Some big performances from individuals for long spells, and it was expected at the end. We got a little bit nervous and a little bit tired, and people on the pitch that's not played for a little while. And so from our point of view, we're still getting people up to speed. Marchie comes in and gets a couple of goals, but it's been the last 10 days we've thought he's now ready because there's different fitness levels here to where they come from. But and he'll quite rightfully enjoy his drive home today.
It was a very different second half. It was very physical in that second 45 minutes.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I think Walsall are fortunate they've got 11 men on the pitch. And that's just one or two challenges that are late. I think they're lucky to have 11 men on the pitch at half time. There's already a man on the yellow, and he commits a foul, which is we're breaking into the box. Then that's a yellow, and then he throws the ball away, and the referee deemed that he threw the ball away just in frustration. I thought it was a yellow card, but he didn't give it, and we don't want players sent off, and the player concerned is not that type anyway. So, but we had to work incredibly hard to come through the physicality of it. You see Michael's reaction at half time. I've had to do that in recent weeks, and he went for a lot of strength, a lot of power, but I think our boys stood up to it well.
Your side as well had to keep their discipline. One or two moments apart, they pretty much did that.
Yeah, I think we just said to the boys in there, to Gilbs, Gilbs is an outstanding footballer. He's been brilliant for me, absolutely brilliant. He doesn't need to get involved. When the guy's late with the challenge, just get up and get on with it. You don't need to then get involved in afters. And the referee then had a decision to make, but thankfully for us, the fourth official was bang on it. He immediately turned to Paul Rayner and said straight away, it's a yellow, there's no issues here. But we shouldn't be getting involved in that. We need all our players. We've just said we're fighting to get huge players at the treatment room. We've had to change goalkeepers more than I've changed diets over the last 10 years. It's been quite considerable. And we've had to do that. So, and that's been hard to take. And we've lost what you say, a commanding right back in Luther, Terence at the back, and young Saxon. They've been big players for us. So we've had all that ripped away from us. And we've been very unfortunate with injuries and issues. But we're hopefully now we can go into Tuesday in a positive frame of mind and see what it brings. Because I watched Crewe last night. I thought they were terrific. I think if you're a neutral, they probably deserve to just shade the game from Salford. But if I'm being honest, I stopped watching and left it 3-2 to Salford, and then I'm in the car listening to it, but it was probably what they deserve. So we've got a tough game on Tuesday.
You made 5 changes going into today's game as well. Was that really as a result of what happened last weekend?
I said to you, I think if you looked at if you come in as a neutral, which is impossible to do, I think everyone was alarmed at the performance in the first half at Rochdale. And you have to measure yourself. You don't measure who you're playing against, you measure yourself. That was nowhere near the standards we set. But as Jim Bentley said after the game at Rochdale, if he'd have come in at half time and looked as a neutral second half, we should win as handsomely as any team is going to do in this league. So that was good. But we got them in Sunday because of the first half, and because of the first half at Stockport, we had to remind them that, that people pay hard-earned money to follow us around the country. And I felt for every supporter who travelled up to Rochdale, because we get paid to do it, they pay to do it. And I reminded them that on Sunday. But as a group, they've been terrific. They come in, they responded. They never moaned about working hard. We had double sessions Sunday, double sessions Monday, double Tuesday. They didn't moan. And if that's what it brings, I just said to them, that's what we'll continue to do.
People would pay good money to see the 3 goals that your side scored today.
Yeah, they were terrific goals. I think, the quality of the play at times, it reminded me as a lot of the first half against Leyton Orient, where we said the best team in the league, and they are for the right reasons, the best team in the league, the top of the league and the champions elect. But we took them apart here, if we've been honest. And I think Mike was lucky to go in. We've given a poor goal away, but we go in 3-1. It should have been 5-1, 6-1. But we'd have taken 1-0 and hitting it off someone's backside and rolling into a net today. We just had to get back to winning. It was lovely to see our chairman here today. Chairman's been recovering from an operation, and he came in, so I knew we had to get that win to see that fill with a smile.
Just a quick word on Josh March. He's some way to mark your first game for the club.
Listen, he's a terrific lad. That's the first important thing we all value in life. He's a terrific lad, and we brought him in, and by his own admission, he wasn't at the levels where he needed to be, and he's been patient. We've kept working with him physically. We Matty and Revs and Paul on the technical side, and it's paid off. And I said in front of the players, thank you to the staff as well, because they've quickly behind the scene getting players up to speed. But we really need the medical room to be getting us Van Kooten back and Wilden back and Campbell back, because arguably every one of them could have played today.